That won't create a smoke alarm?
No, so far it hasn't created music.
It won't? Okay. I was wondering if that will create a smoke alarm.
No. It's a change in Indian condition.
Because it's open, right? This will be open. So
Yeah.
and if it is closed, then yes.
Okay.
Meena? Okay.
Come, Kartika.
Sit down. Here, sit down. Sit down. And if you want to close the door, you can close the door. Let it require.
So, will you sing a bhajan? So we'll just we'll spend some time in chanting Lord's name. We'll have some bhajans. After that, we'll contemplate on what is Shiva, what is Abhisheka. What is Abhisheka? So we did the Shiva Puja and Shiva Abhisheka. What is the meaning of that? And then we'll close for the day. Okay. So we'll start with Anushka's bhajan.
Sa Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh, Pahima. Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh, Rakshama. Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh, Pahima. Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh, Rakshama. नताकरातमोदकं सदा विमुक्तिसाधकं कलाधरावतंसकं विलासिलोकरक्षकं अनायकैकनायकं विलासिदेव तद्यकं नताशुभाशुनाशकं नमामि तं गणायकं जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश पाहि मां जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश रक्ष मां जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश पाहि मां जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश रक्ष मां न तेतरातिभीकरं न बोधिताकभास्वरं न मत्सुरालिरेजरं न तातिकापधुल्धरं सुदेश्वरं निधेश्वरं गजेश्वरं गणेश्वरं महेश्वरं तमाश्रये परत्परं निरन्तरं जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश पाहि मां जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश रक्ष मां जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश पाहि मां जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश रक्ष मां जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश रक्ष मां जय गणेश रक्ष मां जय गणेश रक्ष मां
God bless Mom, very well. Very well.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Katiji?
My son is on the way. He
Karthik?
will come and he will be doing this. Listen.
Yeah.
ओंकारं सृष्टिसारं दिगिदिगिलिखितं मोक्षदक्षं सुभिक्षम् अङ्गाङ्गं दिव्यलिङ्गं गजमुखविनुतं सार्णपूर्णसमक्षं वेदान्तं व्यासपीठं सुरपुरिसरितं शान्तिकान्तं सुगन्धं विश्वेशं चित्रकाशं शिशुजनपरतं काशीनाथं नमामि ॐ
Mistakes
What?
are there. Mistakes are there. You need to rectify that.
Anybody else? Will you sing? You will sing?
महागणपति मनसा स्मरामि महागणपति मनसा स्मरामि महागणपति मनसा स्मरामि वसिष्ठवामदेवादिवन्दितमहागणपति मनसा स्मरामि महागणपति महादेवसुतं गुरुगुहनुतं महादेवसुतं गुरुगुहनुतं मानकोटि प्रकाशं शान्तं महाकाव्यनाटकादिप्रियम् महाकाव्यनाटकादिप्रियं मूषिकवाहनमोदकप्रियं महागणपति मनसा स्मरामि महागणपति.
Anybody else? Pratik? Neha? Samita? You know any questions?
I know not.
अन्ना जी, आपको कोई भजन आता है? Pallavi, you want to sing any bhajan? मानस भजरे गुरुचरणं मानस भजरे गुरुचरणं दुस्तर भवसागर तरणं दुस्तर भवसागर तरणं गुरु महाराज गुरु जय जय
गुरु महाराज गुरु जय जय
स्वामीनाथ सद्गुरु जय जय
स्वामीनाथ सद्गुरु जय जय
गुरु महाराज गुरु जय जय
गुरु महाराज गुरु जय जय
स्वामीनाथ सद्गुरु जय जय
स्वामीनाथ सद्गुरु जय जय
ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय
ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय
ओम नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः
ओम नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः
अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव
अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव
अरुणाचल शिव अरुण शिवोम
अरुणाचल शिव अरुण शिव
मानस भजरे गुरुचरणं
मानस
तर भवसागर तरणं
दुष्कर भवसागर तरणं
दुस्तर भवसागर तरणं
दुष्कर भवसागर तरणं
मनोबुद्ध्यहंकार
मनोबुद्ध्यहंकार
चित्तानि नाहं
चित्तानि नाहं
न न चक्षुर्जिह्वे
न चक्षुर्जिह्वे
न चक्राणनेत्रे
न चक्राणनेत्रे
न च व्योमभूमिर्
न च व्योमभूमिर्न
न तेजो न वायु
तेजो न वायु
चिदानन्दरूप
चिदानन्दरूप
शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं
शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं
चिदानन्दरूप
चिदानन्दरूप
शिवोऽहं
शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं
न च प्राणसंज्ञो
न च प्राणसंज्ञो
न वै पञ्चवायु
न वै पञ्चवायु
न वा सप्तधातुर्
न वा सप्तधातुर्न
न वा पञ्चकोशः
वा पञ्चकोशः
न वाक्पाणिपादं
न वा पाणिपादं
न चोपस्थपायु
हस्तपायु
चिदानन्दरूप
चिदानन्दरूप
शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं
शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं
चिदानन्दरूप
चिदानन्दरूप
शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं
शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं
न मे द्वेष
न मे द्वेषरागो
न मे लोभमोहो
न मे लोभमोहो
न मे नैव
न
न
मे
मदो नैव मात्सर्यभावः
मात्सर्यभावः
न धर्मो न चार्थो
न धर्मो न चार्थो
न कामो न मोक्षः
न कामो न मोक्षः
चिदानन्दरूप
चिदानन्दरूप
शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं
शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं
न पुण्यं न पापं
न पुण्यं न पापं
न सौख्यं न दुःखं
न सौख्यं न दुःखं
न मन्त्रो न तीर्थो
न मन्त्रो न तीर्थो
न वेदा न यज्ञा
न वेदा न यज्ञा
अहं भोजनं नैव
अहं भोजनं नैव
भोज्यं न भुक्ता
भोज्यं न भुक्ता
चिदानन्दरूप
चिदानन्दरूप
शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं
शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं
न मे न मृत्युर्न शङ्का
न मृत्युर्न शङ्का
न मे जातिभेदः
न मे जातिभेदः
पिता नैव मे नैव
पिता नैव मेनैव
माता न जन्म
माता न जन्म
न बन्धुर्न मित्रं
न बन्धुर्न मित्रं
गुरुर्नैव शिष्यः
गुरुर्नैव शिष्यः
चिदानन्दरूप
चिदानन्दरूप
शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं
शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं
चिदानन्दरूप
चिदानन्दरूप
शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं
शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम्
अहं निर्विकल्पो
अहं निर्विकल्पो
निराकाररूपो
निराकाररूपो
विभुत्वा च सर्वत्र
विभुक्ता च सर्वत्र
सर्वेन्द्रियाणां
सर्वेन्द्रियाणां
न चासङ्गतं
न चासङ्गतं
नैव मुक्तिर्न बन्धः
नैव बन्धः
चिदानन्दरूप
चिदानन्दरूप
शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं
शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं
चिदानन्दरूप
चिदानन्दरूप
शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं
शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम्
सदाशिव समारम्भात्
समारम्भात्
शङ्कराचार्य
शङ्कराचार्य
मध्यमा
मध्यमा
अस्मदाचार्य
अस्मदाचार्य
पर्यन्तां
पर्यन्तां
वन्दे
वन्दे
गुरुपरम्परां
गुरुपरम्परा
हरिः ओम्
हरिः ओम्
श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः
श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः
हरिः ओम्
हरिः ओम्
My pranams to all of you. on the occasion, on the auspicious and joyful occasion in the auspicious month and on the occasion of Ratha Saptami, I welcome all of you to today's Rishi Yagna, where we express our gratitude to the Divine, salutations to the Divine, on behalf of Srimati Meenakshi and Sri Krishna. I welcome all of you to today's Rishi Yagna, where we contemplate on the Divine Consciousness so that we may realize and fulfill the purpose of our life, which is to realize our inner self as Shiva. Shivoham, Shivoham. My reality, my truth, my inner self is Shiva. Slowly open your eyes. Once again, welcome all of you. Thank you all for joining today on the happy occasion of the housewarming of Krishna ji's and Meenakshi ji's new home. And we are fortunate that we were able to do Shiva Abhisheka and chant the name of Bhagwan, Lord, and possibly become closer to Bhagwan, or maybe possibly realize Bhagwan in us. So we all know how difficult it is to come to a stage in life after so many struggle, education, okay, marriage, then getting a house together, coming to a different country. So it's all a lot of effort. Okay, so that is one pathway. That is our outer journey. This is our outer journey. We have an outer journey. That outer journey involves handling our health, finances, family, job, prosperity, and probably exploring many other experiences in the world. But is that all life is? Only the outer journey? There is also an inner journey we have. There's an outer journey and there's an inner journey. And life is about both the outer and inner. The outer is called, it's a growth and expansion. That is called Shakti. Okay? Because what is in the outer, according to modern science, everything is nothing but energy, particle and wave. And what is a wave and what is a particle? It's nothing but energy. And that energy, our ancestors called as Shakti. Everything in existence is nothing but Shakti. And that Shakti is Adi Parashakti, Divine Mother. And that Shakti is not insentient, it is intelligent. It takes care of the macrocosm and it takes care of the microcosm. Macrocosm means there are billions of stars and planets and galaxies. There's an order in that, there's an intelligence there, right? There's an intelligence there that's taking care of everything. And at the microcosm, at my body, inside my body, my heart is beating, my brain is functioning. No modern medical science is able to tell how many neural connections are there in the brain. Okay, if I have to lift my hand, how in which pathway, which neuron has to trigger, okay, how the healing happens, if I take medicine, how the body heals, we are not able to tell. Okay, how two cells from one cell from a father, one cell from a mother, become 4 cells and become a ball of meat, and that ball of meat has the intelligence to bring out the nose here, bring out the eyes here, bring out the ears here. Okay, so there's some intelligence, there's a Shakti, there's a movement, and that movement is intelligent movement, and that intelligent movement is called Divine Mother. So for us to be anywhere in the world at any point of time, it is because of millions of macroscopic action and microscopic action. You understand? For us to come to a point, so many things have to happen. Okay, Somebody has to build a school. Somebody has to be a teacher. Somebody has to communicate. Somebody has to administrate. Okay. Somebody has to drive the school bus. Okay. At all time, I have to escape death. Okay. Throughout my life to come to this point, that means I have moment to moment, I have escaped death. Right. And I owe my life to the totality. At any point of time, my brain function could have stopped. There's no guarantee. My heart function could have stopped. Right? My ability to breathe could have stopped. Nothing happened. So this nothing happened, and what we take for granted is called Paramatma or Parashakti. She takes care. She's a mother. She takes care and nurtures the child for outer journey and ultimately an inner journey. So spirituality is about the inner journey. You have your outer journey and inner journey. You complete your outer journey, you complete your inner journey, then you are complete. You are called Purna. So the purpose of life is to become Purna, complete, on the outside and on the inside. Now, what is this Purna? This Purna is called consciousness. So there's Shakti and there is Shiva. Shiva is the consciousness behind the Shakti. You understand? So Shakti is consciousness, is intelligence, and Shiva is the divinity behind that, the consciousness behind that. So I call it as consciousness, which is Shiva, and Shakti. The same consciousness in motion is called Shakti. So Shiva and Shakti are not different. The same consciousness at rest is called Shiva. The same consciousness in motion, in movement, is called Shakti. So we did today Shiva Abhisheka. Now Shiva is something to be understood. Why we have to understand Shiva? He's happy in Kailasa. Why should we disturb him? He's meditating. Why should we understand him? Because, repeat after me, Shivoham,
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 Shivoham.
Shivoham.
I need to understand Shiva because I am Shiva. My inner being is Shiva. You think you are Jiva. Jiva means individual. Shiva is supreme reality, Paramatma. So the teaching of Shiva, okay, and the teaching of Sanatana Dharma, teaching of spirituality is the Jiva is nothing but Shiva. There is no two. There is no Shiva and Jiva. So the example given is there is an ocean. Okay. In the ocean is nothing but water. That water is Shiva, consciousness, is a reality. Okay. Ocean is nothing but totality, Shakti. And then there is a wave. In the ocean, there are waves. Now, what is the wave ever disconnected from the ocean? No. Wave is never ever disconnected from the ocean. But you feel disconnected from world. I am individual, and there are so many other people, and there are so big world I have to compete with. That is an illusion. The reality is there's only one divinity. Okay, the experience of individual is a misnomer. And what is the essence of the wave? What is the wave ultimately? It's nothing but water. Okay, the wave feels it's an individual. The wave sees I am a wave. There's another bigger wave or smaller wave, and there are thousands of other waves, millions of other waves. But all the millions of waves in the ocean, the reality is nothing but water. In the same way, whatever you see, whatever you perceive, whatever you experience, and the experiencer is nothing but Shiva. And that is consciousness. So the message of spirituality is very simple. What is to be understood is very simple in life. The problem in life is, who am I? To understand, who am I? The inner journey is realizing who am I? And who am I is nothing but the pure consciousness, Shiva. Okay. Now the Shiva is two types, two Shivas were worshipped in two types. One is Adi Shiva as Linga, who is a formless reality, given a form called Linga. Today we did Linga Abhisheka. Then is Yogi Shiva. Okay, Yogi Shiva is with the jata and the mala and the snake and the Ganga coming out of his head and the ashes and the skulls. That is Yogi Shiva. So Adi Shiva, Yogi Shiva. Now Adi Shiva represents the formless. Yogi Shiva represents the consciousness of one who has realized Adi Shiva. Okay, so somebody who realizes Shiva consciousness, he is represented as Yogi Shiva. How this person will be? Okay, how this person will be? Suddenly, this person will get mats, dreadlocks. Is it true? Suddenly, there's a snake will come out on his head, neck. Suddenly, Ganga will start coming from his head. Is that what it means? Somebody realizes Shiva consciousness. Do they become like Shiva with the matted hair and Ganga and ashes? So every single pictorial representation signifies the divine consciousness of the realized being called Gnani. Okay, a Gnani has Ganga from his head, meaning the Gnana Ganga flows from his mouth. Okay, if he speaks, when the Gnani speaks, when Ramakrishna Paramahamsa speaks, when Buddha speaks, when Krishna speaks, Bhagavad Gita comes out. That is the Gnana Ganga. That purifies you. There's a physical Ganga, then there's a Gnana Ganga. Which purifies more? The Gnana Ganga, which is the teaching given by the Gnani, that purifies you. That's why Ganga is coming out of Shiva's head. Okay. Then Shiva has a snake. He's very pet-friendly God. The snake represents our hidden subconscious impressions. So you experience in life, some experience happens, and something unknown force triggers in you. Okay, a rage or an anger or a disturbance or a memory. Okay, you would like to switch it off, but you can't switch it off. It's a unconscious movement in the body mind. So snake is that. It's poisonous. But a poisonous snake is a abhushana for Shiva. It's a ornament. It's no longer troublesome for him. So your mind, which is filled with impressions, programs, becomes an instrument for you. It's no longer for a Gnani, becomes an instrument. And the poison is stuck here in Shiva's throat. Okay. So poison is stuck means the Gnani, the person who has realized Shiva consciousness, he or she, when they interact with the world does not enter them. They're in the world. They interact in the world. The Krishna is in the world. He's on the battlefield. Okay, in the Mahabharata war, Krishna is on the battlefield, but the battlefield is not in him. Is there a difference? The battlefield is outside, and the battlefield is inside. For a Gnani, it stops here. That's why Shiva, he drinks the poison, but the poison doesn't enter. He is in the world, but the world is not in him. The world is Shakti for him. Okay? But for a Agnani, for one who has not realized Shiva, for a Jiva, the world has entered. The world has entered, the mind is filled with thoughts about the world. How many thoughts? For a day, you have thousands of thoughts. Thousands of thoughts about your world. And about your world, not actual world. Everybody has, how many people are there on the planet, in the world? 8 billion. 8 billion people in the world. But the reality is, there are 8 billion worlds in people. Each person experiences their own world based on their set of programs. Okay? Because the world is entered. Somebody behaves in a certain way, it is because of their programming, the snake inside. For Shiva, he's in the world, but the world doesn't touch him. Okay? So the Yogi Shiva is Gnani, the characteristics of a Gnani. What? Gnana, Ganga, then detachment. His whole body is filled with ash, Bhasma. Bhasma means he is detached. His nature is detachment. A Gnani is detached from the world. Then the snake is not affected by the impressions. He uses the impression, but the impressions don't use him. Then what else is there? He has Trishula. He's a weapon. Self-defense. The Trishula, Trishula, it's called Trishul. Tri means three, number 3. And Shula means suffering. So human beings go through 3 kinds of suffering. Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika, Adhyatmika. Okay? Adi Bhautika means you have a physical level, so disease of the body. Okay? Adi Daivika means at a cosmic level, there's some corona or recession or some volcano eruption. At a society level, there's a suffering which affects you. Then there is a Adhyatmika, which is ignorance of the divine. So these 3 sufferings Shiva destroys. And the Trishula has a 3, the weapon has 3 sharp edges and a danda. The danda is called Gnana. With the Gnana, Shiva ends the 3 sufferings. Okay, this is about Adi Shiva. But we today worship Yogi Shiva. Sorry, this is about Yogi Shiva. We worship Adi Shiva. Adi Shiva is represented Linga. What is Linga? So one common, very big misunderstanding that the other traditions and cultures in the world don't understand is they think we worship idols. Okay, has anybody come who has come to a different country experience? You are idol worshippers. Okay. Anybody told you why do you worship idols? What is this? You're worshiping all these monkey god, donkey god, then horse god, sun god, elephant god. Okay, then the Shiva with the snake. What is this absurdity? We do not worship idols. We worship ideals. So there's a story in the life of Ramakrishna Paramahansa, Vivekananda. Once Vivekananda, he had become famous. At that time, there were still kings in various parts of the country. He visited a king, and the king was educated in the British system. He had traveled the world. He had Western education. He had come back and he invited Swami Vivekananda, but he has a question. In his arrogance, he asked Swami Vivekananda, why should we worship idols? Okay, I'll not worship idols. Lord God is formless. Swami Vivekananda, there's a photograph, there's a big portrait. In the olden days, they used to do painting, portrait painting. There's no photograph yet. So there's a portrait of the king's mother. And there's a minister standing there. You know what is a minister? King's minister. So he tells the king's minister to spit on the photo of the painting of the mother of the king. The minister starts trembling. And Swami Vivekananda told, is that your mother? No, it's not my mother. It is a photo of my mother. But even the photo of the mother, you have a reverence. Okay, the photo is a linga. Linga means pointer. Okay, it's a pointer to the actual. The photo is not the mother, it's a pointer to the mother. But the pointer is no ordinary pointer in the case of God. Like the flag, there's a flag hoisting, right? In the flag hoisting, somebody starts getting tears in their eyes. Because the flag represents the country. What happens if you go in this country and this country's flag, if you burn or stamp? What they'll do to you? Is it a crime? In many countries, it's a punishable offense. Okay? Even if the law doesn't do anything, the people will kill you. But the flag is not the country. Flag is a piece of cloth. But the flag represents the country. Right? And that linga, Shiva Linga, represents absolute consciousness, which is formless. Okay? And it's a linga form. Why? Because it's a linga. It's shaped like in this way, like an egg, right? Because, and whatever you pour on it, we did Abhisheka. In Abhisheka, we pour Panchamrita. The Panchamrita is milk, ghee, honey, curd, and sugar. Right? The milk represents our mind. Our mind is the milk. The honey is the devotion. Okay. The curd is it's processed milk. Okay. The milk, then there's a curd, then there's sugar. The sugar is the sweetness, the mind which is purified. So we offer it to, we're not offering Panchamrita. We're offering our inner Antakarana to Shiva. Okay, so you have offered yourself already by default. To whom? What you offered? People have offered themselves to probably money. Offering means what? Your mind constantly moves towards that. Whatever your mind moves towards is what you adore. So somebody worships the physical body. Constantly the mind moves towards that. Somebody worships money, wealth, because your mind is constantly thinking about that. Okay, whatever you constantly think about is what your mind is moving towards. What are you constantly thinking about? There's an inner force, right? You know the inner force. That inner force is constantly moving towards something: survival, money, sex, or growth, job. Whatever you're moving towards, that is what you're real worshipping. Not the 30 minutes of worship that you do in the puja room. But 23 hours, what you're constantly your mind is moving toward, that is real puja. Okay. So the puja, Abhisheka, is to teach you. Now you have already offered enough to so many centers. You offered to wealth, you offered to the outer journey, you offered to spouse, you offered to children. When will you offer to the divine? When will you move towards the divine? And that is called Abhisheka. I am moving towards the divine. That is called Ratha Saptami. So yesterday was Ratha Saptami. Ratha Saptami means the day I start moving my Ratha, Ratha is my body, Brahma Ratha, towards the divine. Okay? And that doesn't mean I need to go to Himalayas for that. I need to go to Kailas for that. I need to go to ashram for that. Where do I need to go for that? I don't need to go anywhere for that. It's an inner journey. It is not in time and space. It is a movement of my mind. And the mind will only move if the mind understands. Somebody moves towards money because they understand the value of money. Okay? Somebody moves towards something in the world because they understand the value of it. When the mind understands the value of Shiva, consciousness, then it will naturally move towards Shiva. That is called Abhisheka. You understand? And in the Abhisheka, whatever you pour doesn't stay on Shiva. So on that form, on the linga, whatever you pour, it falls, it drops. It is to signify that the consciousness, the pure consciousness, nothing stays in that. No object sticks to that. It's like a screen. There's a movie, you're watching a movie. In the movie, there's a screen. On the screen, there's a projection of probably war or fire. But when the movie shut off, nothing has happened to the screen. The screen is untainted. So the Shiva consciousness is pure, untainted consciousness, which is your inner consciousness. It's not some other consciousness. Okay? And to represent that pure consciousness, we worship that consciousness in Linga. So what we're worshipping? Not the idol. We're worshipping the ideal of absolute consciousness. And when we worship Shiva Yogi, we are not worshipping the form. Through the form, we are understanding what a Gnani is. And when we bow down, like when somebody salutes the flag, there is an inner subjective experience. The outer is this action. This is action. But what is happening on the inside? Inside, they are paying homage and gratitude to all the sacrifices. The soldiers, the leaders, the freedom fighters. Okay? There's a subjective experience of strength, expansion, and glory. In the same way, when you do namaskara to the idol, you are invoking the inner divine subjective experience. So whatever the idol is, your mind will mirror that. You understand? Like the flag, your mind mirrors whatever the flag represents. Right? True or false? Whatever you see, you reflect that. Your mind sees the flag, whatever the flag stands for, it will mirror. Somebody from the other country who hates that flag will trigger hate. They can't stand that flag. Okay? For the somebody of that same nationality, probably it will invoke reverence, devotion, strength, gratitude, right? Now, the same way, when you look at the divine idol of Ganesha, Lakshmi, Parvati, Shiva, it will invoke a certain divinity in your mind. And that is the purpose of the idol. Now, why the idol is required? Because the formless you cannot comprehend. You cannot articulate. Forget the formless consciousness. You can't even articulate. When you get angry, you can't even tell why you're angry. When you experience some beauty, oh, this is so beautiful. You can't articulate why. For other person, it's for you it's beauty. For other person, it's distortion. Okay. So simple things in life you can't articulate. How can you articulate the absolute consciousness? But that absolute consciousness are rishis who realize that consciousness, gave a form to that realization. Like a scientist giving a formula to an abstract, complex mathematical understanding, they simplify it. Okay. So Einstein will probably tell E is equal to mc square. Every primary school kid also will know that. Right? You don't need a PhD for that. In the same way, our rishis are like the scientists who realize the supreme consciousness, but to simplify it so that everybody can access it, they gave a form. So we using the form of the linga. Today we did Abhisheka to Shiva. And Shiva is called Abhisheka Priya. His heart melts very fast. Unlike all the other deities, Shiva's heart melts like that. That's why he gives his Atmalinga to Ravana. We know the story that Ravana, even Asura, or even if there's a Rakshasa, or even if anybody, even a child called Markandeya, anybody who worships, he gives himself to them. So when we do Abhisheka to the Linga, we are offering ourselves. The idea is I'm offering my mind, okay, and I'm invoking the divine consciousness in me. And that purifies the mind, that uplifts the mind. And your mind takes the form of Shiva. And when you take the form of Shiva, you resonate Shiva Yogi, which is detachment, mastery over your senses, wisdom, and peace. And the Shiva Yogi lives in Kailasa. Where is this place, Kailasa? Where is Kailasa? Where does Shiva live? Shiva lives in Kailasa, right? Where is Kailasa? Tibet. So in Sanatana Dharma is a system beyond time and space and object. Okay? Science is based on objective reality. Sanatana Dharma is based on the subject behind that object. So when they gave a physical, whenever they used a word for anything physical, it is never physical. It is always behind the physical. For example, when they said Surya, okay, there's a word for sun in Sanskrit is Surya. But there's not one word. There are so many other words. Surya, Bhaskara, Hiranya, Aditya. Okay, one object has many names. While in English, one object has one word, sun. Why? They wanted more, like how you have a child, you give pet name, other names, right? Is that the reason? The one, when they say Aditya, they are not referring to the physical sun. Aditya means the one who was there in the beginning, Adi. Aditya. Aditya means the one who was there in the beginning. And who was that? The consciousness, Shiva, from whom the sun came out. So when you bow down to the sun, it's called Pratyaksha Devata. He is a deity that you can see. So when you bow down to the sun, you are bowing down to the, without the sun, there's no existence. Okay, what happens if the sun is not there for 1 week? In Ireland, there's no sun for 360 days. There's no sun in the solar system. Can the solar system exist? The planet Earth cannot have life without the sun. So practically, your every movement is the movement of the sun in a way. And the existence of the sun is the consciousness that is enabling that. And that is called Aditya. So, whenever a word is used for the physical, it is not used for the physical, it is used for the source of that physical. So, Kailasa, where is Kailasa? Kailasa is not physical. Kailasa means Kaivalya Lasa. Lasa means dance. Kaivalya means alone. Okay? A place where you dance alone is called Kailasa. It's not a physical place. It is in your own self when you realize that there is nothing apart from one divinity, Shiva consciousness. Yeah, are you able to hear us? Ramji, Pallavi, Panna?
Yes, now it had got disconnected. Now it's okay.
Got disconnected. Okay, so what is the croissant made up of? In the dream? You have a dream? You had croissant in the dream? No? What did you eat? Disciple about So there's a movie called Inception. Have you watched it?
Yeah.
In the Inception, they construct a conscious dream. and they enter into the dream. Okay, and there's an architect for the dream. Okay, so in this house had an architect. So the whole dream world, who's the architect for the dream world? There's thousands of houses. There's Eiffel Tower. There's a sky. There's a planet. There's a solar system. Who's the architect for all that in the dream?
Yes, sir.
You. The architect is you. And what is the material that you used for that architecture? It's also you. Your own consciousness became sky. Your own consciousness became other people. Your own consciousness became your dream body that is experienced in the dream. Right? It is your own. There's only one consciousness. That is the guy who's sleeping or the girl who's sleeping. In the same way, the one who's sleeping is called Shiva Consciousness. He's at rest. In that supreme consciousness, there's a dream called Shakti. Okay? And what is Shakti? Nothing but Shiva. But Shiva only became Shakti. And he takes on many jivas. There are many jivas. Who are the jiva? Nothing but same consciousness. When you realize that there's only one consciousness, there is nothing other, it is called realization of non-duality or Advaita. And that realization is called Kaivalya Lasa, the dance of Shiva, bliss, only one. It means there is no other. The other is a ignorance, is a false notion that you have. There is no other in the world. Is it acceptable? What I'm trying to say is, there is nobody apart from you. Is it acceptable? Except Murli? There's nobody else. So how many people are there in this room right now? One. Krishna ji, how many people are there? You have invited so many people for your housewarming. कितने लोग आए? So you have to do post post analysis after the कितने लोग आए, इतना food खर्च हुआ. कितने लोग आए? How many people have come? So Krishna ji, I've got the internet. It's okay. Oh, for you. That is more important. Yeah, please do that, otherwise we'll be in trouble. Then I told about Adi Shiva and Yogi Shiva, then we'll see Rudra Shiva. Shiva Tandava. Please come, sit down, please. Is he your son? Elder one. We're just waiting for some important work to happen. Hello, what's your name? Huh? Guhan. Nice. Where's your brother? Oh. What is your name?
My name is Varshit.
Varshit. Varshit. Okay, where's Murli? Disappeared from the dream. So, Krishna ji, how many people have come to your housewarming?
No one.
No one has come. Is it true? No one has come?
Well, okay, the Shakti world, people came, but is the inner journey.
So the thing about spirituality is, people think there is a material world and there's a spiritual world. There is no two worlds. There's only one world. That's called divine world. There are no two worlds. There's only one reality. That reality is divine life. There are no two lives. I have a material life, I have a spiritual life. I have an inner life, I have an outer life. No. There's only one life, and that life is divine life. Now, my question is, right now, how many people are sitting here?
How many jivas?
How many people are sitting here?
Jivas.
How many jivas are sitting here? Okay, how many jivas is sitting?
Yeah, maybe 15. something like
15?
15 jivas.
Okay, how many of you say it's correct? Raise your hand. You have different answer?
No, same.
Same answer. Anybody has a different answer? Samitra, how many people are there?
Physical realm is very different, but we are one knowledge.
No, in the realm that you in your don't talk about any realm that is not experiential to you. I'm not talking because that is immaterial to us. If I'm talking about some mystic realm, it is useless to you. I'm talking about bread and butter, earth. Your realm, your experiential realm. How many people are there sitting here? What is your name? Siddharth.
Yeah.
Siddharth, you should know the answer. How many people are sitting here?
15.
15? Are you sure?
I think so.
Okay. Yes. Yes, sir.
18.
18. Wow. He's got an accurate number. Very nice. Where are those 3 people that are missing? How is he getting 18? You're getting 15. Somebody, 3 people, either he's hallucinating 3 people or we are missing 3 people.
He is counted online also.
So there is a. Did you count her?
Yeah.
You counted her. Did you count yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Did you count yourself? Siddharth.
So, wait. Still getting 15.
Still getting 15. Okay. So there were 10 fools. Okay, they're traveling. They're traveling in the boat and they go to the other side, other shore, and they reach the other shore. They want, and it was a turbulent journey. Okay. And in the turbulent journey, come, Krishnaji and Meenakshi, that we can do later. I'm still wondering how there are 18 people and he's getting 15. The math doesn't add up. You counted the people online also?
Yeah.
Wow. That's the gap. Okay. So it was a turbulent journey. And when they land in the other shore, they want to make sure nobody is lost. So everybody starts counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my God, one person is lost. Then the other person starts counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And all of them count. Ultimately, there are only 9 people. And they all start crying. Oh, we have lost. Somebody has died. Somebody has died. One person is dead. Then there's another man walking in the beach. He looks at them crying. He asks, what is the problem? He said, we were traveling and we have lost one person in the ocean. One person has died. He asks them, how many people traveled? 10 people traveled. Okay, then he makes them stand in the line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then everybody's saying, oh, we found it. Okay, there are 10 people, but the person did not count himself, which is the main. You have to count yourself. You always miss, he missed the himself. Now here you counted 15 people, 18 people, 16 people. The number is varying. I don't know why. But in that number, are you included? Did you include in the 15?
Yeah.
Are there 15 people?
Yeah.
Okay, can you show me 2 people? Can you point out to 2 people? No, this point, no?
2 people.
Yeah, point me to 2 people.
Okay.
Him, okay, and him, okay. When you pointed to him, did you point to him?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you have a coconut? Coconut?
Coconut. I don't think.
You don't have a coconut?
Apple.
Apple kuda. Okay, for the lack of resources, imagine this is a coconut. Can you all imagine? It's a coconut. It's not an apple. Okay, the coconut. Have you seen the coconut?
Yeah.
Coconut is like this. So it has another outer shell. Have you seen that? From the tree. Have you seen the coconut tree?
Yes.
It comes in a green shell. Is the green shell coconut? It's green, it's coconut. Okay, correct? Siddharth? Only green shell is coconut. Now I open the green shell, there's another brown shell. Is that coconut? That's also coconut. Then I open the brown shell, then there's a kernel inside, the white kernel, which I use for chutney. Okay, which I use for my dosa. Is that coconut? Please come.
Yeah.
So which is coconut? All of them are coconut.
Anything that's inside the coconut is coconut.
So what is the coconut? Is the white thing inside or the shell? Shell you eat?
No.
No. The green thing you eat? So what is coconut? The one on the outside or the one on the inside?
It's all of it.
It's all of it. But what do you eat? You eat the inside because that is the real coconut. Krishna ji, you're missing. I'm trying to figure out how many people have come to the function. Meenakshi ji, which is coconut? Got it. Andar wala ya bahar wala? Or sab wala?
Nut.
Nut is coconut?
No, cocoa, nut.
What is the coconut? The inside white thing. It's a coconut. What do you put in chutney? You put the nut in the chutney? I would like to taste this kind of chutney where you put the coconut in the chutney.
When you make coconut.
When you go to Andhra Bhavan
Okay.
in Ireland, Dublin city center, Andhra Bhavan is there. Okay. They serve you chutney.
Okay.
In that it's filled with the outer shell. What will you tell? Will you eat it?
No.
Because you want the coconut which is inside.
Yeah.
In the same way, a human being is human plus being. The human is the skin, like the shell of the coconut. It's a skin. And the skin keeps changing. You know that? Every 8 years, you have a new skin. Every 8 years, every single cell in your body is new. So practically, you have a new shell. Okay? When you were born, you were probably this much shell. Okay, now you are this much shell. 30 years later, you'll be a little bigger shell. Okay? The shell keeps changing and the shell ultimately dies. Then you take a new shell. In the dream, you have a different shell, a dream shell. You understand? So what is you? The shell or the one that is driving the shell? You said him, right?
Yeah.
Did you point to him or did you point to the shell? Huh? The shell.
Yeah.
Can you ever point to him?
No, then.
You can never, ever, ever, ever point to a person. So you have never seen me. You have only seen my shell. Okay, and that shell also, what is there here, what you see is different. Okay, if my mother sees, she'll see something else. Same shell, she'll see something else. Okay, if my wife sees, she'll see something else. Okay, if somebody else sees, my boss sees, he'll see what nonsense, what ugly shell. Okay, my wife, hopefully she'll tell, such a nice shell. Okay, then my Instagram followers, they'll probably say, oh, such a nice shell. Right? Somebody from a country that hates me will tell, in this country, they'll see, oh, such a brown shell. Correct? Does everybody see the same shell?
No.
Huh? Nobody sees the same shell.
No.
Everybody sees it. And the shell also keeps on changing. Have you seen a chameleon? So your shell is constantly changing. In the couple of times in a day. Morning, your hair is like this. Night, your hair is like this. Okay? In every breath, millions of your cells are dying and millions are taking birth. So your shell itself is constantly changing. But you feel I am unchanging. That is because you are not the shell. You are the one that is inside, the coconut inside. Is it clear? So what are you, shell or coconut inside? Siddharth? Who is Siddharth? The shell or what is inside? What is coconut? Inside or shell? Inside, right?
Yeah.
The white thing. So you are the one that is inside. And that is called Shiva. What is it called? Shiva. Shiva or Atma. That is unchanging. That is formless. That is divine. Any doubt? Siddharth? Now, how many Shivas are there? There's only one Shiva. So whenever you point at anything, that's why it's called Linga. Linga means, Shiva Linga means, Linga is a pointer. There is nothing to point to apart from Shiva. Anywhere you point, like in the dream, when you're standing in the dream, let's say you're having a dream. Were you there when I told about dream? So you're having a dream. You're right now in Ireland. In your dream, you're in Paris. Where do you want to be in your dream? If you can be anywhere. Where do you want to be if you can be anywhere in your dream?
Germany.
Germany. Okay. You want to be in a much colder place. Okay. So let's say you're in Germany in a dream. Yes, sir. Where do you want to be?
Antarctica.
Antarctica. Okay. Let's say you're in Antarctica. He's in Antarctica. You're in Germany in your dream.
Yeah.
Okay. In Antarctica, you're eating only fish. You'll get there. Okay. Nothing else. So chalta hai. Fish water. Okay. You're eating croissant in Germany.
Yeah.
Whatever you point at in the dream, what are you pointing at? What is the dream made up of? The sky in the dream is you. Okay, the Germany in the dream is you. You became Germany. You became the people. You became the land. You became the food, right? Because when you wake up from the dream, where does it all go? Is it there somewhere? Krishnaji, you won 1 billion euro lottery in the dream. Okay? And you wake up.
No.
You don't want to wake up. Okay. Unfortunately, you wake up. When you wake up, unfortunately, that $1 billion is waiting for you somewhere. It's disappeared, right? When it appeared, what appeared as $1 billion of croissant of fish? What appeared as that? You appeared as that. You understand?
Unconscious perception.
The unconscious perception was conscious perception in the dream.
Yeah.
In the dream, it's a conscious perception. It's not unconscious, right? In the dream, when you win $1 million, will you tell what is it? Dream $1 million. You'll never tell that. You'll tell, you'll feel very happy. Then when you wake up, you'll tell
Subconscious instead of unconscious. Subconscious.
That subconscious perception becomes a conscious perception in the dream, right? In the same way, your perception right now is also subconscious perception, but come to a conscious perception. How every conscious perception in the dream was nothing but your own self. Same thing in the waking, whatever you see is nothing but your own self. And when I say you, I'm not referring to the shell. I'm referring to what? The inner, the being. So I told you you're a human being. Any non-human beings here? Any animals here? You're a human being, no? You're a human being? Yes? So human has two parts. There's a human part and there's a being part. So what are you, human or being? Being. You're the one that is inside. Sometimes you wear a human dress in the waking state. In the dream state, you wear a dream dress. And in the deep sleep state, you wear no dress. You're naked. In the deep sleep, there's no body. Okay, but are you there in deep sleep?
Sometimes, yes.
Or sometimes. Other times, where are you?
When you don't have altogether any sense, you are not dreaming or not doing anything.
You're not dreaming anything. There's nothing. There's no world, no body, no mind, nothing.
Yeah.
But you wake up and you tell, I had a dream, I had an experience where nothing was there. That means somebody was there to see that. कोई तो था जो देख रहा है कि कुछ भी नहीं है. वो कौन है? वो आप है सच में. That is you. And that is the being. And that being is called Shiva. So there's nothing apart from Shiva in the world. There is only Paramatma. There's only God. Nothing is there. To realize this is the purpose of life. To realize, and how will your life be if you experience nothing is there? Only God is there. Will it change? Will your life change? Not change.
It will change, yeah.
My own self is appearing.
You can control your perception.
You can
Almost, yeah.
If everything is you, do you want to control your perception?
No, if you want to be happy by controlling your perception, emotions, yes.
Why do you want to control your perception?
So that I see everything in a better way. I would say.
So let's say you told I can control my perception. I can create $1 million. Okay, that is controlling perception. Soumitra?
No.
Huh?
What you perceive,
You can change it. Whatever I perceive.
it may not affect you. Suppose someone is abusing you or scolding you.
Aha.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. How you perceive it, it is on you.
it is
How you think, and
when everything is my own self, nothing affects me.
yes.
And that is why Shiva, I told you, is with ashes. Nothing affects him because in Shiva's perception, there is no other. In our perception, like the perception of a wave, before you guys came, I was telling example of water, ocean, and wave. The wave has a perception. The wave sees so many waves. Okay, but what is the reality of every wave? Water. When the wave realizes I am water, what is the perception of the wave? The wave perceives only water. If it looks at another wave, it will see nothing but water. You understand? Like there's gold. Anybody wearing gold here today? So Krishnaji is wearing a lot of gold. Can you show some gold, Krishnaji? So there's a gold necklace. There's a gold ring. There's a gold kada, bangle, right? The form is different, but what is all of them? Nothing but gold. In the same way, in the world, there are many, many forms, but the essence of all the form is nothing but Shiva. So whatever you point to, you're always pointing to what? Shiva, consciousness. You're walking on Shiva. When you speak, it's Shiva. When you think, it is Shiva. Whatever you see, perceive, is Shiva. Consciousness. Like the fish. There's a fish in the ocean. The fish asks, I want to see water. Where it is water. What is the fish made up of? Fish is made up of water. Gills. The whole body of fish is made up of water. Okay? It is in water. It is made up of water. It is experiencing water. There's no other experience for it. And it's asking, where is water? That is the state of human beings. You are in Shiva. You are Shiva. You perceive Shiva. And you ask, where is Shiva? You understand? So spirituality is realizing I am not the you're not the coconut. I am not the shell. I am not the skin. This is skin, because the skin I change. In the morning I have one skin. In the dream I have one other skin. Okay. In the deep sleep I have no skin. Okay, but still I am always there. And there is a being that is called Atma. And that is unchanging. It is never changed. Have you ever changed? That which you are has never ever changed. That is called Shiva. And to realize this is called Sakshatkar or realization. When you realize you are water, you will experience the whole world as water. Then all fear in life disappears. Fear is because somebody else is there. Okay? Anybody has fear here? Fear is always when something else is there apart from me. The reality is Kailasa. Kailasa is Kaivalya Lasa. You alone are there. Then the deep inner fear disappears. Then an overflowing peace and compassion sprouts out. And that is symbolized as Shiva Yogi. Is it clear? So when we worship Shiva Linga, we're not worshipping the Linga. Linga is pointer. It is the pointer is saying that whatever you point me to is nothing but Shiva. There's nothing apart from Shiva to be pointed at. You think he is there, she is there, I am there, something else is there. No. The reality is one. Okay, any doubt? Now this is understanding. To experience it, you meditate. Okay? Because ultimately, if it doesn't come to my experiential level, it is useless to me. Okay. So first we start with prayer. Prayer is you are talking to God. The prayer transforms into meditation, where now God talks to you. When you are talking to God, only God is listening, passive partner. You go on with your list. Yeah, the God, please bless my family, bless my mother, bless my father, bless my wife, children. Okay, it's you are talking. It's your rant. Meditation is you stop your rant. No mental rant. You become silent. In that silent, the reality opens up. Okay, so we'll meditate for a few minutes and then we'll close for the day. Any questions?
Do you know how to lucid dream?
So lucid dream is possible. There are a lot of substances, chemicals, and hypnotic techniques which will help you. There are some practitioners of that. If you go there, they'll help you lucid dream.
Can I learn how to?
Of course you can. But the question is, why would you want to learn?
I will want to control my dream.
Okay, you can do it. Is a dream that you can control, is it fun?
I only do it once in a while.
So there was a prince. Did everybody catch your question?
We control a dream.
So the question is, I want to dream. I want to control my dream. So there was a prince. He's playing hide and seek. Okay, the prince has no other friends. He has only all the minister's children, right? And he's playing hide and seek, and he's hiding. He's seeking, and everybody else is hiding. Then he starts crying. He's not able to find because it's a huge palace. Everybody's hid. All the other children have hid in many places. He gets frustrated and he starts crying. Then the minister comes. He tells, "Why are you crying, prince?" The prince tells, "We are playing hide and seek. Everybody's hiding. I'm not able to find them." Then the minister says, he laughs. What silliness! What is stupidity? You are the prince. You don't have to search them. You can command and they'll come. Okay? You should just tell, come here and they'll come because you're the prince.
That's not the point of hide and seek.
Then the prince says, then what is the fun in that game? A dream which you can control, what is the fun in that?
I could do stuff I can't do in real life.
You can't do in real life. Let's say you create $1 billion in the dream. Will you be happy with the $1 billion?
I wouldn't create $1 billion.
What will you create?
Castle or something where I can fly.
So you create a castle. So it's a expression. It's a creative expression, but that doesn't fulfill you. But is it possible? Yes, it is possible. So the understanding of spirituality is what you experience now is also a dream, and that's a divine dream. When you realize who is dreaming, the dreamer is Shiva, and whatever you see in the dream is also that same Shiva. Like the wave realizing, I am water, the ocean is water, whatever exists is only but water. Then there is deep peace, love, joy, freedom from all desires. Okay, that is called enlightenment. And that enlightened being is represented as Yogi Shiva, which I told you earlier. Any other doubts? Siddharth, how many people are there? Now 2 more people.
17.
17 people are there. So usually I carry a stick with me. Today I don't have a stick to beat. How many people are there in the room?
Only Shiva.
Oh, one.
There is no. Okay. So shall we meditate for 2 minutes and then we'll close for the day. Okay. So you can turn off the lights. Your eyes. In a comfortable position. Close your eyes. Shiva he is Trayambakam Yajama. He has 3 eyes. The third eye is in the center of the forehead. With the 2 eyes, you see the world of duality. With the third eye, which is the eye of wisdom, with the eye of Gnana, with the awakened eye, you see non-duality or pure consciousness. So take your attention, close your eyes, take your attention to the center of your forehead, which is called the center of third eye. Relax. Keep your attention at the center of the forehead. Become aware of any sensation, pulsation, vibration, perception at the center of your forehead. As you observe the center of your forehead, your mind becomes deeply silent. Sit with your attention and focus on the center of your forehead. Stay focused on the center of your forehead. Repeat after me. Om Namah Shivaya.
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 Asatoma.
Asatoma.
Sadgamaya.
Sadgamaya.
Tamasoma.
Tamasoma.
Jyotirgamaya.
Jyotirgamaya.
Mrityorma.
Mrityorma.
Amritam Gamaya.
Amritam Gamaya.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Let there be peace throughout the universe. Let all living beings in land, sea, and sky have peace. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. My pranams to all. Slowly open your eyes. So a big thank you for all of you for joining today, and many congratulations to Meenakshi ji and Krishna ji, to Kartika and Arjun for the new house that we have completed today, Rishi Yagna, which is called highest Yagna, contemplation on Supreme Consciousness, and Shiva Abhisheka, which is the greatest worship of Bhagwan Shiva. May Lord Shiva bless all of you with peace, love, and wisdom. And thank you all for joining, whoever's joining online. Thank you all for joining. We're closing the session today.
Hari Om Guruji.
Hari Om. Thank you. Thank you.